Hello, I'm JD and welcome to this presentation on child themes and why you must use one. In this presentation we're going to look at child themes, the implications and the work required to use a child theme. So, a child theme is for design. Now, over 99% of websites using WordPress are using themes designed by somebody else. Most people aren't web designers. And over 3/4 of sites modify the theme for their use because it's not perfect for what they want. However, many of these changes will be lost when a theme is updated, because a theme update replaces the contents of the theme folder with new files. A child theme puts these changes into a separate folder. So the customization that you make on a child theme is in a separate folder to the main, and therefore these changes are retained when the main theme is updated. But a spoiler warning, not all themes that have been created are correctly written and will support the child theme concept. So you must check that your theme is child theme friendly. So people usually say, well, I'm going to have a web designer create a custom theme for me, just for me. Why should I use a child theme? Well, firstly, custom themes are quite often more expensive because somebody's written the code from scratch. And you have to consider whether the developer is going to keep your custom theme updated as WordPress develops, and at what cost. If you get left behind, this could be a problem. A popular theme is much more likely to be updated than one written by a web designer. Although actually, if you challenge a lot of developers, they will confess that all they're actually doing is creating a child theme for you. So the typical child theme customization only needs 2 files. But this is usually what you have on a child theme setup. Firstly, the Style.css file has to be there. This shows you the style changes that your child theme will override the styles of the main theme. It also requires, because it includes the header information about the theme name and where it comes from, etc. The second file required is Functions.php, and this is where you have additional code which is going to overwrite the code of the standard theme. And again, this must be required, put in there even if there's nothing actually being customized in the Function.php file. Third file that's often there is the optional file screenshot.png, which shows you a screen icon image when you look in your themes directory on your WordPress site when you're choosing your theme. The images directory there is often there, and that often has the logo and favorite icon images in them. So the style.css file is the custom style sheet which can override any style elements within the site. That can be from changing font styles and sizes to background images and colors of different content and areas of content. You can even resize columns, page widths, or even change size and layout when the website is used on different size screens. One of the favorite tricks I have is to make unnecessary information disappear using a display none command. You can actually make things like comments, boxes, and other elements just disappear, all within the style sheet. The other way of changing code is to add snippets of code into the Functions.php, which allows you to change the way a theme works, to add widget areas, to add or replace or move menus, and these are little snippets of code, as I said, not great big pieces of code, so even people with little programming experience can use this method to import snippets that they've looked up somewhere else, and you're not changing the actual code of the site itself, so you don't have to understand exactly how a theme is created. If you're not too sure, there's a lot of places on the internet where you can find help for just creating the snippet, not your entire theme. Here is an example of a code snippet which allows the system for a Genesis theme to change the favorite icon. So you can see, even without any programming knowledge, you can see that there's a PHP command at the top. There's a couple of comment lines. The next is a filter command, so that's adding a feature to the system. Then you've got the function, which is the announcement of the feature, and then the return and that great big long URL, which is where the icon's going to be sitting. That's the content of the code, and then a curly brackets ends it all. That's a very simple example for you. So if you don't have a particular theme in mind and you find that it's child theme friendly and confirmed it all, if you're looking for a general purpose theme that works well and is easy to edit and support, then I'd recommend the Genesis theme. Genesis theme by StudioPress is probably the most supported custom theme in the market. It is a pretty basic theme. It's not flash, it's not complicated, it's pretty standard, and it's been written for customization in mind. It has lots of additional hooks to allow extra features to be added or taken away or moved within the theme, so it's almost a theme within a theme. And there's a large published library of code snippets, and therefore this makes it very easy to customize. For instance, you can change the number of footers. You can have 1 footer, 2 footer, 3 footer very easily just by changing the code snippets. And there's also a range of plugins written which can add and remove some of those features of the Genesis theme without even having to write any code whatsoever. So this is the published list of snippets which add additional customization options to a Genesis theme out of the box. As you see, there's quite a few there about various things, how you do your admin, your author, whether or not breadcrumbs appear. That's those little lines of page references so you can see where you are on the site, what happens with comments, some things you can do with featured images and images, navigation of the menus, postal excerpts, how they work, post formats, headers, footers, and lots of other things. If you want to look this up on the internet, it's on my.studiopress.com/snippets. So if you're lost at this point, don't worry, because there are plenty of places where you can have advice and examples online about child theme customization, and especially Genesis. Most of the quality themes that are available will have not only support for child themes, but will include a starter child theme example for you to start with. And if you do go for Genesis, which I do recommend for general use, there are lots of Genesis experts out there. It is one of the most supported themes for customization that is available. So please, when it comes to your theme and the design of your website, please keep your theme options open. Make sure you use a theme that supports child themes. Make sure all of your custom changes are within the child theme, and keep your main theme updated. And of course, by using a child theme, you don't have the risk of losing your design changes afterwards. So thank you very much for watching, and see you again in the next video.